we've got more Jason Whitlock on the Joy Taylor thing. I have a feeling that this guy is going to be the uber superstar of this Fox Sports 1 lawsuit, because Jason Whitlock was on Fox Sports 1 until 2020? I don't know when he left. Let's look that up real quick because it's important to the story. When did Whitlock leave FS1? June 1st, 2020. They could not agree on a new contract extension. Oh, he started the show Speak for Yourself. See, I didn't know it. He did the show with Marcellus Wiley. He's worked for ESPN twice, and he's been on at Fox Sports 1. So he left in 2020 and then joined the Blaze. So he knows how a lot of this sausage was made, pardon the pun. A lot of this Joy Taylor, Skip Bayless shit, this happened while Jason Whitlock was at the network, and now he's got a show at the Blaze where he doesn't have to deal with a network boss or anything like that. He can say whatever the fuck he wants. And I have a feeling Whitlock's going to have some really interesting things to say about what went down at FS1, because he's already talked about Joy Taylor and how he was skeptical of her from the get-go with her. What was it? Giant rack and peanut butter skin.
When a woman has you by the balls.
Here we go.
When this is what you sound like. You sound like a simp. Let's play stop number 2.
This is the finger-smelling one. I can never get enough of the Emmanuel Akko smelling his pussy fingers after he banged out Joy Taylor and then promoted her in his car.
Just got done with rehearsal for the new show Speak, and I got to take a moment to shout out my co-host Joy Taylor. A woman, a black woman, daily show, sports. Do you all realize how hard it is to get into the position that she is in?
By the way, that is how you talk when you're fucking someone and you don't want people to know. You are just, oh my God, do you over-compliment them? You got all the love hormones rushing through your system, all of the serotonin and all that shit just coursing through you. And you are in love. And you cannot say enough nice things. You also don't want people to know you're fucking her. But it's pretty obvious because you're way overplaying it.
So often there's misogyny and sexism running rampant in sports, and we don't even care what women have to say in sports.
Correct. Like I said, you could have stopped there.
But Joy is not only in the position on television as a woman.
Look at Whitlock just laughing.
But as an opinionist. So not just asking men what they think, but providing her own unique and distinct insight. It's hard to do, and Joy, you have done it. So congratulations. Looking forward to working with you, and hope y'all tune in 4:30 to 6 Eastern every day starting next week.
What is it about crazy good new pussy that makes dudes gay? What is it about just wild new pussy that just makes you a total fucking homo? And you don't even know you're doing it. Like, you have to put it out there and people have to tell you, bro, you sound gay. Like, this is way too much. Back it off a little bit. What is that all about? What is it about doing really hetero things that makes dudes kind of gay?
I never want to sound like that. I never want to be that dishonest. Now, according to Nushin, in this lawsuit, and according to people that I know would know.
Colin Cowherd. Say Colin Cowherd. Say it. Say it was Colin. Well, I got to be honest with you guys. I think she fucked everybody. I can't do a Colin Cowherd impression. Skip, I think she was sucking dick on the regular, Skip. Did I fuck her? I don't know. I don't want to tell you if I fucked her, Skip. But I heard she was bomb-ass pussy, and that's why she was on the air with us. Skip.
Connected to Fox Sports. This dude is banging Joy Taylor, or was at that time. Does he reference that at any point? Does he? And boy, she got that good.
Dude, I love that Whitlock is like not shitting on her at all. He's just accurately saying what she is. And again, the only thing about Joy Taylor that makes me hate her is that she came out and said to this hairdresser that if he ever tried to fire me, I'd say he graped me. That's a really piece of shit fucking sociopath move.
Joy Taylor, she's amazing on air, but man, if you knew what it was like off air, you'd understand. Never mentions it.
Nope.
Doesn't come up. I'm not saying this to put myself on a pedestal. I'm really not.
It might break.
I'm just keeping it real with you all.
Keeping it a buck, as the kids say.
I'm a degenerate, idiot loser. I'm capable of all these sins that we're talking about.
Attaboy! Me too, Jason. Me too. I'm reformed, much like you. I'm a better man now because I can acknowledge those things. I love Jason Whitlock, man. I've never watched him before. In fact, I've stayed away from clips of him because I've always thought, well, who gives a shit what the black sports guy think? Jason Whitlock is kind of awesome.
I'm capable of all of them. I've done some of them.
I'll stick a thumb in the butt when I'm feeling frisky. You ain't got to be none of nobody's business. But I ain't going to put him on my TV show and wreck the quality entertainment I'm providing for folks. Pussy is pussy, show is the show.
But I keep it real with you all. I let you know. There's no way I could go on air and talk about Joy Taylor and be tapping that or have been tapping that or knew that she seduced me as part of getting. I couldn't do it. I would say nothing, or I would say, hey, and I tapped that, guys.
That would be fucking awesome. You thought Jason Whitlock was fired in 2020. Holy fuck, would he be his head put on a pike in 2025? Jesus. Could you imagine if he came out and be like, look, you got to watch my new show with Joy Taylor. She's great on the mic, but she's an amazing piece of ass too, because we fucking. It's like, well, Jason Whitlock used to have a show. You can catch him on the internet from now on.
And it's good. Or it's mediocre, but I still gave her the job.
I am 1,000% a Jason Whitlock fan. After all, and I look forward to all of his FS1 coverage. He's just laying it out there. It is amazing. He's right. The simping for women as soon as you start fucking them is a little out of control. It's a little out of control. Sam Show says, you tell us, Aaron, you sound positively flaming sometimes. What? No. I'm not into Toy Taylor. I don't like half. Jesus, Los Federales. Los Federales, aren't you Latino? You're not. Well, I guess, yeah. Latinos, they say that Latinos are very much about the purity of things. Maybe I should back off on that one. Maybe I should back off of it. I don't know. I've said numerous times on this show before, black women typically are not, my bailiwick, as they say. But Joy Taylor, I get it. Joy Taylor, I don't put in the, I think she's super hot category. I put her in the I get it category. Stephen Bravo gifting a subscription on Rumble. Thank you, Stephen. Am I the only person who, when you say or think the name Steven, you go right to Jim Carrey and the Cable Guy? That's the only way I can hear that name said. $70 away from today's goal. Let's knock it out. Otherwise, we'll rattle the cans in about 15 minutes and see if we can come up with the 70. But you guys have been awesome today, and we're getting closer and closer. Streamlabs, PayPal, Venmo. It was a full goal today, too, because we missed by just a little bit last night. Nothing to write home about is fine. But if we knock out a full one today, like I said, I'll give you guys an extra hour of show. You deserve it if you knock that out. But holy shit, thank you very much. Finish it up. Oh, by the way, I guess we got a twofer with Jason Whitlock today because Jason Whitlock did a little rant on Andrew Tate. And I don't want to spend too much time on this because Andrew Tate, to me, is kind of a done subject. I mean, he's been arrested for being kind of a sex pest, creep, trafficker guy. And, at his height, I feel like the right wing, like the Blazes of the world, would run cover for Andrew Tate. Like, this guy tells it like it is, and he's telling it straight on women and dudes and everything else. And then you find out the only reason he has these ranking systems and the only reason he tells guys how to treat women is because he's maybe perhaps running a harem out of his home. And that kind of changes things. So when he was first getting banned from everything, I feel like it was right-wingers who were like, oh, this guy's great, this guy's awesome, Andrew Tate, we got to protect his right to free speech, this, that, and the other. Then he starts getting arrested over and over again, and then all of a sudden defending Andrew Tate becomes a little less cool. Now, I'm fine with, however people feel about him or however he's getting treated now. I'm totally fine with it because I was never on the Andrew Tate train. I always thought the guy was a little off. I always thought the guy was a little too high-strung, a little weird, and a little too try-hard with the dude shit. Women should let men fuck around on them, but men should never tolerate a woman fucking around. It's like, all right, we got it, guy. We got it, Andrew. You're the big, bad, alpha male, bad motherfucker. Like, to me, if a guy needs to yell and scream that much about how alpha he is, it's probably a lot of beta in the fella. So I'm not an Andrew Tate guy, but I feel like the right wing people were Andrew Tate guys in the beginning, and boy, have they turned. Jason Whitlock, I don't know how he was on Andrew Tate before, but he had some words for him yesterday. Oh,
the pimp, the OnlyFans manipulator, the guy facing imprisonment in Romania. He's a really wicked man. He is a devilish man, pushing a line of deceit that is really, really subversive and manipulative.
Well, here's my thing. And you can have that opinion, and that's fine. That's great. But I also, when it comes to people like Andrew Tate, I always stop a little short of putting 100% of the blame on him. Because in my opinion, a lot of the shit Andrew Tate does is, where'd my shit go? Where'd it go? Oh no, I lost my, there we go. A lot of the shit Andrew Tate does is so fucking stupid that I also have to put a little blame on the people who follow him. Like, if you follow Andrew Tate and you buy what he's selling, it's like, okay, maybe, this guy's a little manipulative and maybe this guy says some wild and crazy shit, but like, you're dumb enough to believe it. And if it wasn't Andrew Tate, it would be somebody else. You would get scammed out of a fucking car warranty, or you would give out your social security number. Like, I don't think Andrew Tate's doing anything that a lot of people haven't tried before. He just found a way to get his message to susceptible people. And while Andrew Tate is a worm of a guy and he's a bad dude, the guys who bought into it should be embarrassed. I mean, it shouldn't all be on Andrew Tate. Like, oh yeah, he was just irresistible to all these young men who felt trivialized or whatever. It's like, well, yeah, a lot of us guys looked at Andrew Tate and said he was full of shit from the very beginning. So I'm sorry. I don't see this as a hopeless victim scenario.
For the holiday season, Andrew Tate tweeted out this post on X. Let me read it in its entirety. The real red pill about race that nobody ever says.
Oh boy, here we go. Anytime someone says, nobody ever says this, wait till they get to the end. There's usually a reason why they don't ever say it.
White people are doomed to fail because they're the only race that cares what women think and say.
That's kind of interesting because I know he's trying to say that as like a shitting on white people thing. But what you're really doing, number one, you're just going for edgelord bullshit because it's just an empty platitude. But number two, you're actually kind of shitting on black people, Latinos, Asians. That you're basically saying, oh yeah, all these groups are super based and awesome. Why? They think women are fucking retarded. And it's like, whoa, dude. My abuelita is not retarded, bro.
Result, liberalism, LGBT, birth rate declines.
Right, because we'd never seen left-wing revolutions in, places like Latin America. Like, what's a real machismo culture where they'd never go left-wing or communist or anything else? Cuba. There's one. Cuba is a man's man culture. That's a machismo, men come first culture, women come not at all. They're a communist country. Oh, okay. Oh, I'm starting to think that maybe this Andrew Tate guy is just full of shit.
The list goes on. Wife says no more babies, one is enough, and a white man agrees. His genetic bloodline ends because of a female's convenience.
Yeah, like Andrew Tate says, you should just be able to hold them down and make them have fucking babies. Ugh. Islam does that. Why isn't Islam makes women have babies. In some Islamic countries, they even cut clits off so they don't enjoy sex, so they'll only have it for procreation. Andrew. So if we take a look at these Muslim countries, I'm sure they're just fucking crushing it, right? I'm sure they're just killing. I mean, they are killing, but for terrible human rights reasons. God, this guy is so fucking stupid. Not Jason Whitlock, Andrew Tate.
A black man simply F's someone else.
That's an awkward thing for a black man to read. Like, oh, really, bitch?
Men will never, ever, ever win because you're the only race women can control. Women can't control brown or black men.
Jesus. What I found is that women can't control brown or black men because they really behave like chimpanzees, they do.
It's why they chase us, to be honest. They like it. Every white woman alive fantasizes about a black man.
Gotta be honest, like, white guys who say that, I think have a weird gay fantasy about a black man. Because every white woman doesn't fantasize. Maybe every white woman that fucks you has that fantasy. But not every white woman has the black guy fantasy. Some do, I'm sure. Just like some guys have black or Asian or Latino, things about them. Sure. Some people have just, they like different looks, different tastes, whatever. I shouldn't say taste.
The white man's civilization is collapsing because you're neutered by brutally ineffective females and pandering to their emotions.
This guy, Andrew Tate really does have one gear, doesn't he? Old one-note Tate.
When you say this, white people get mad and say, I'm a real man. My wife is the best. I'm a real dad. But that's all hard cope.
Oh, this guy is fucking exhausting. And by the way, I'm sure a psychiatrist, a therapist could look at this post right here and they'd be like, oh, I'm going to have a field day with this fucking guy. There's a lot of inward projection coming out of old Andrew Tate.
Women control you. That's why you'd let foreigners in.
Really? So the reason we let all these Mexicans and whatever and all these different races in is not because corporations see them as cheaper labor and in return they fuck over American workers and it's corporate greed. It's women. Women just want to let all the minorities in and all the illegal immigrants in. That's what it is. Andrew Tate's a fucking dipshit. Illegal immigration and immigration in general is usually written up by corporations, not white women. Jesus.
And those foreigners don't listen to women, so they outbreed you. The winning races simply ignore what women think completely and use them for children only. Have endless kids and I will keep you alive. Do not talk to me very much. I am busy with the guys is the winning formula for the races which reproduce. Do not shoot the messenger.
What do you mean, do not shoot the messenger? You're the one delivering it's not a message from someone else. You're not the messenger. You're the guy saying it. I think this is why people got tired of Andrew Tate. Is because it's just the same fucking thing over and over and over again. Like, he's one of those guys who just is obsessed with one topic, so he finds a way to make everything about that topic. And by the way, white countries are falling behind. I mean, like I said, you want to compare the United States to just about every other country in the world? Where does everybody still want to go, Andrew? The guy just has this, like I said, he's a one-note guy. He's a one-trick pony. And that's all he's ever going to go to. Hey, the Dow is down today. Well, that's because women, they say that we should buy candles and scented candles, and they pick the wrong scent, and the Dow goes down. It does. I don't know why he's like a chimney sweep, but that's all I got. You're like, oh, man, dude, the pizza's going to be late. Well, the pizza's going to be late because the delivery boy got his text from a girlfriend and he pulled over to the side of the road because men are responsible and she kept texting him and they were having an argument and now our pizza's late. Women prevent men from delivering pizzas, which makes our society run off time. Ugh. Doom Clone says Andrew Tate is a dipshit and the people that fall for his scams deserve it. I'm right there with Doom Clone on that one. We cover scams a lot on this show. By the way, $70 away from the goal. Speaking of looking out for scams. But like, we'll play those news stories of like a 60-some-year-old lady who gets scammed over the phone and stuff. And we're like, I know everyone wants me to look at this woman as the victim, but like, you fell for this stupid shit. Like I'm not saying you totally deserve it, but you got to take some responsibility for this. Blame Tate for giving them a job, but not the idiotic government. Never blame them, says Bigot on socialist media. Why does your Andrew Tate sound like a Temu, Pete, and Baz? Right, exactly. I was like, oh, these girls coming in here and they running into my Romanian whorehouse, they do. Chim chimney, chim chimney, chim chim chiroo. The white men are cucks and they're run by the Jews. That's my Andrew Tate impression. That's a pretty good one. Fucking killing it. Sam Show says Tate used to have a head of hair and talk about women's rights and shit and misogyny and whatnot. He's just your typical grifty fag. People falling for him are immensely retarded. McBuster says, I don't talk shit about Tate. Just laugh at the clearly effeminate, overcompensating men that follow him. Yeah. Andrew Tate seems to draw in men that are really like they're weak men. And Andrew Tate just tells them they're weak because of women. So then he ends up making these guys bigger fucking pussies because now anytime something comes up, these guys, like, they'll swallow everything Andrew Tate feeds them. Stop it. And they'll just sit there in common conversation with friends and family and go, this is all because women are blah, 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 blah. That doesn't make you a stronger dude. That makes you look like an even bigger whiny bitch than before you went to Andrew Tate.